My name is Benjamin, and for the past month, I've been learning over a dozen languages using an application I built called Phrasing. It's been easy, fun, and most of all, incredibly effective. Today, I want to show you how it works and how you can use it too to learn the 120 plus languages we currently support. Phrasing works by turning native content into expressions. Expressions can be anywhere from one word to entire paragraphs. They can come from music to movies to books, TV shows, poetry, podcasts, etc. They can be created by hand or generated by AI. No matter where they come from, you end up with these beautiful cards that are fully interactive, fully explained, and ready to be learned. Let's take a look at just some of the information you'll have at your fingertips with phrasing. As I click around, you can see that each expression has been broken down into phrases and aligned across all the translations, so you can easily see how they relate. When a word is selected, you'll see its morphology populate in the glossary at the top of the card. Here, you can see that vont is the third person plural present tense form of the verb aller. Or here, since all nouns in French have a gender, we can see that saison is a feminine noun in the plural form. The information in the glossary is language specific. So if we jump over to Croatian, a case-based language, we can see that zmajeve is a masculine plural noun in the accusative case. And so on for hundreds of different grammatical features. The glossary always includes a literal English translation, and for languages not written in the Latin alphabet, you'll find a romanized form after the translation. For Japanese specifically, the glossary also includes furigana. Perhaps the most important feature of expressions is their high-quality word-by-word audio.
Na jednom zahukta sova, njezin glas propara noćnu tišinu.
Notice how the audio and text are connected. This allows us to do tons more with the audio, like play clips for specific words.
Ils écouteront leurs rêves. Ils écouteront leurs rêves.
We intentionally play the audio of the few words before and after. These are called engrams, so you can get used to hearing the word in context. Since in normal speech, words will often connect and blend, this is much more helpful than playing the words in isolation. This will play on repeat until you click pause, so you can practice speaking along. If we open up this expression here, you can see that expressions can contain more than 2 languages, and that the alignments are applied across all the languages, which means you're not just limited to learning languages from English. And lastly, in the bottom left of the card, you'll see that we go into way more detail than can be covered in one video. From idiomatic explanations and cultural references, to similar words and false friends, to dictionary lookups and plain English breakdowns, expressions have it all. For everything else, we connect with large language models. So you can ask any question you have, and we provide the large language model with even more context to better answer your questions. But we still have to cover how to learn these expressions, and for that, phrasing has several options. Where I spend a majority of my time is in closed word, a fill-in-the-blank style of learning. This is not only extremely effective, but it gives phrasing the most information about what I know, what I struggle with, allowing the algorithm to adapt to me.
你可能想要蘋果或者橙，但最後指
Here we can see a text field to input the word. If you don't know which word to enter, you can toggle between alternatives in the top left. If you don't have the keyboard set up for the language you're learning, you can always input the romanized form from the glossary.
你可能想要蘋果或者橙，但最後會得到圖紙。
There's also flashcards for a faster, easier full sentence review, or for when typing is impractical but you still want to study.
Humans will change their
There's a shadowing modality for a passive, hands-free, audio-only experience. By default, this doesn't affect the recall of the words you see, but you can always tell the algorithm how well you know each translation with the override section in the bottom. Lastly, there's the free recall section, which is the single most effective memory practice you can introduce into your studies. It's also a great way to skip sometimes dozens, if not hundreds of reviews. In any of the card-style reviews is where we can configure our various languages. For example, when I said I'm learning over a dozen languages, that doesn't mean I'm learning them all at the same speed. I'm focusing on 2 to 4 main languages, maintaining several languages I've already learned, and casually studying the remainder, exposing myself to the sounds and patterns of some languages I'd like to learn in the future. Every time you create an expression in a new language or bookmark an expression, we'll automatically add the language to this list. Of course, if you prefer to focus on one language at a time, you can do that with the rightmost option. But for maximum results, if you're learning multiple languages, we recommend interleaving 3 to 6 languages at a time. This will actually cause you to remember things longer, reduce the amount of mix-ups between languages, and improve your ability to quickly switch between them. The last piece to bring this all together is the materials section. I'll be making dedicated videos about this in more detail, but in short, you can find popular movies and TV shows, or upload your own texts, such as books, music, podcasts, etc. Phrasing will analyze these documents, split them into expressions, and align them across languages. From there, you can see the most important words, see your recall for each word, or highlight some key grammar points. Phrasing can take all this information and make personalized recommendations, showing you the highest leverage sentences you can be learning. You can turn any of these into expressions in a single click. And with that, you have everything you need to learn a language, or 10, like never before. Altogether, the process looks something like this. 1. Take your favorite movie, TV show, book, podcast, music, poem, etc., and either find it on or add it to phrasing. 2. Turn the most important bits into expressions. If you don't know where to start with the recommendations. 3. Use all of the review modalities to learn these expressions, especially close word. It'll be tough at first, but as our algorithm adapts to you, we promise it will get addicting. Just focus on memorizing the words at first, and anytime you have questions, we probably have answers. 4. And this is the most important step. Once you've learned the critical words, go enjoy the material. Read the book, watch the movie, listen to the podcast. Turn off the subtitles, look for the words you've learned, hear them in context. Do this over and over, each time understanding more, and without even trying, you'll internalize the language. The best part is, whenever you get tired of the content you're watching, you can just jump into something else on phrasing. Phrasing will continue reminding you the important words and phrases, burning them into your memory. And now, brushing up on a language or a topic is as easy as watching your favorite TV show. It's still very early days of phrasing, and we're just getting started. But already, I can say with confidence, it's the best way to learn a language. So whether you're learning one language or 10, join us to fluency and beyond.